Thank you for watching this demonstration of QUALIMAGIQ, our software to automate quality control of radiotherapy and medical imaging devices. More precisely, the QUALIMAGIQ platform automates the analysis and traceability of these quality controls. QUALIMAGIQ is a modular solution comprised of a platform common to all modules and a fairly comprehensive list of analysis modules. The selection of modules used depends on the test that you will perform, the phantoms used, and the devices that you would like to manage in QUALIMAGIQ. We have analysis modules for radiation therapy, scanography, nuclear medicine, radiology, and magnetic resonance imaging. For radiotherapy, we have modules for all traditional Linux, Varian, Elekta, and Siemens brands. We also have solutions for less traditional Linux developed by Accuray. The following modules are available for traditional Linux: an analysis module for high-energy portable images, the EPID-MV module, an analysis module for radiation fields delimited by JAWS, the field module, which also includes a field junction test. The two MLC modules automate the quality controls of multi-leaf collimators. MLC Stat for the collimator used in static mode, and MLC Dyne for use in dynamic mode for IMRT treatment with or without simultaneous country rotation. This MLC Dyne module automates also tests for step-and-shoot IMRT. The dose-R module automatically analyzes relative dose measurements, depth dose curves, and profiles, included gamma index analysis. A rather complete list of ISO modules which automate the analysis of the images used to locate all radiative ISO centers of your devices in the space of the treatment room. ISO Plus, only the treatment ISO center, ISO KV Plus, the treatment ISO center, and the ISO center of the onboard imager used in planar mode, ISO CBCT Plus, the treatment ISO center and the ISO center of the onboard imager used in planar and tomographic modes. The Cube model, which provides easy end-to-end control of the automatic patient positioning used by the RGRT system. An EPID-KV module, which is equivalent to the MV module but for low-energy portal imagers used in planar mode. Also available for low-energy onboard imager is the CTP module, which automates analysis of images acquired using the CAT-FAN Phantom to test the quality of images acquired in CBCT mode. A final module, the DE module, is less commonly used for accelerators. It is designed to automate the constancy of the response in terms of electron staticity of the onboard imager used in CBCT mode. This module is primarily used by physicists who will import CBCT images acquired under the treatment device into dosimetry for dose calculations. The following modules are available for Accuray devices: a module for tomotherapy machines, used only to analyze all tests concerning the quality of the images produced by this device. For the CyberKnife system, a total of 5 possible modules are available. The first, CK Pilot, to manage the image acquisition by our portable high-energy imager, because the CyberKnife installations does not include one. We provide our solution with a portable high-energy portal imager that will enable BIM tests to be carried out in order to replace tests performed using films. CK Pilot module is there to pilot the portable imager and to acquire the images. The CK Quali module automates tests of iris or cone type collimators. The CK MLC module automates tests of multi-leaf collimators. The CK Convert recovers the low-energy KV portal images acquired by the two integrated images of the CyberKnife installation in order to perform quality control on these images using the EPID KV module, which is also available for use on conventional radiotherapy devices. A total of 5 different modules is also proposed for CT scanners. The first CTR automates the analysis of images acquired with the manufacturer's phantom. The CTP module, with various CAD/CAM phantoms available, an ACR module for the American accreditation phantom. The DE module controls the constancy of the conversion curve Hounsfield unit's electron density touched upon above. Lesson plan modules control the alignment of the external laser positioning system on the CT scanner, the last module for routine QC and plan for more elaborate QC. DE lesson plan are used with CT scanners with radiotherapy applications. 2 types of modules are available for nuclear medicine. The first type for monophotonic SPECT cameras and the second set of modules for double photon PET cameras, alone or combined with a CT scanner. For SPECT cameras, there are 3 different modules, according to whether you use the camera in planar mode, tomographic mode, or whole body mode. As the cameras can be combined with a scanner, the 5 CT modules are also proposed for nuclear medicine. For PET cameras, one module covers all tests, the PET module. If the camera is combined with a scanner, the 5 CT modules are also available. In radiology, there are 3 different modules. The 18FG module automates the analysis of images for the TOR 18FL and TOR FG leads test objects. The NORMI module analyzes images from the NORMI phantom proposed by PTW. The Primus module analyzes images from the Primus phantom proposed by IBA. 2 modules are available for magnetic resonance imaging. A module for the European Phantom Eurospin 2 and a module for the 2 MAC phantoms, the 100 and the 170. We are currently developing a module which analyzes images acquired with American accreditation phantom of MRI installations. The story is not over yet. A total of about 50 modules are actually available, and we continue to develop all the time additional modules, keeping pace with market evolutions and demands. We will now begin the actual demonstration of the software. When you launch QUALIMAGIQ, this connection screen appears, in which you will need to enter your username and password. Note that there are 5 different user levels in QUALIMAGIQ. all users from the basic level to the administrator level can import and analyze QC measurements. However, basic level 1 users do not have sufficient rights to produce PDF analysis reports and a point in the trend curves, and higher rights still are required to parameterize the software. The highest level is reserved for the administrator, who has all rights to the program, including that of declaring the other users. I will connect as administrator in order to be able to demonstrate all of the various functions of the QUALIMAGIQ platform. When you log in, the program scans the database to see whether any quality control measurements have been imported and presents them on this welcome screen. As you can see, no measurements appear on the screen. In other words, the database is empty for now. The purpose of this demonstration is not to show you a particular module, but rather to present an overview of the QUALIMAGIQ platform and show you the workflow used by QUALIMAGIQ to analyze and trace quality control, that means PDF analysis reports and trend curves. All of the buttons on the top follow the workflow. After import of data comes Analyze. Then there will be another button to accept the analysis, and the View button will be used to review the analysis reports and trend curves. In order to import data into QUALIMAGIQ, you will select the Import button. So, to import data, 4 choices are available. The first 2 are for DICOM objects, the last 2 for non-DICOM objects. With the first option, you have a Windows directory from which QUALIMAGIQ will retrieve the images. With the second option, you push the DICOM data directly from your machine or your imager onto the network, and as QUALIMAGIQ is listening into the network, it will retrieve the data from the network. The third option is reserved for CyberKnife machines for radiation therapy, as with this type of machine, which is not equipped with a high-energy portal imager, a portal imager is supplied by California to acquire quality control images of the beams, and this option will be used to pilot the portal imager which is provided with QUALIMAGIQ. The last option is used to import relative dose measurements for radiation therapy, depth dose curves and profiles. As these are non-DICOM objects, QUALIMAGIQ will begin by converting them into DICOM and then import them into the database. We will now look at an example with DICOM images. So I will retrieve a CT scanner exam acquired with a CAT phantom. I again emphasize that the purpose is not to show you a particular analysis module, but rather the overall platform. So I select a random exam, and once imported, it is displayed directly on the screen. Now I would like to also import radiology images. For instance, with the TOR 18FG leads test object. At this stage of the import phase, if you wish, you can check what you are importing using this viewer, which shows the exam you are importing. I've imported 2 exams. The first, a CT scan, the second, a set of KV planar images. Next, you need to select the images you wish to analyze, and then verify that the contents of the exam are compliant with the protocol which you defined. We will return to protocols later on. But note that QUALIMAGIQ verifies compliance of the imported data with a protocol which defines what you wish to control. Here, all is OK, so I'm ready to analyze. But as you can see with the other exam, all is not okay. In fact, what is happening is that you have imported all of the slices, and in fact only 5 slices of this cat phantom are required, so the software will recognize these slices. It has already recognized them, as you can see by the green flags on the identified images, the red flags on the images which are not required. So when you click on Sort the exam, the system will retain the 5 slices of the phantom which are analyzed. Now that we have reviewed the import phase, I would like to show you how to import non-DICOM objects. Here we have relative dose measurements carried out with a radiation therapy treatment machine. Depth dose curves and profiles. So I will select an exam. You will see all measurements from IBA OmniPro Water Phantom. I now select all of the data I wish to convert, and I associate the data with a machine declared in the system. The first step is to construct the DICOM header as seen on the right of the screen. The metadata contained in the IBA data is retrieved and checks whether the data is complete. Here we can see the dose rate is missing. So I will provide the system with the dose rate in order to complete the DICOM header. The DICOM header is now complete, and I can proceed to the next step, which is to convert the signal. The original signal which you measured is traced in black, the converted DICOM signal in red, beneath the original signal. So if you do not see any red in the graphs, this is because the conversion is perfect. It is now a DICOM object which I can send to QUALIMAGIQ. You now have depth dose curves and profiles in both electrons and photons. The system is capable of analyzing non-DICOM objects converted to DICOM objects such as relative dose measurements, DICOM images. After import and compliance with protocol, the next step is to analyze these images. So I click on Analyze, which produces 2 screen reports, with all tests being initiated at the same time. The first report on the left of the screen includes all of the tested parameters, and the pop-up windows showed the parameters in error, values either outside of tolerance or at alert level. You will notice parameters in bold blue print on the report. These parameters have been highlighted by the administrator or the super users so that they will stand out on the report. And also because we produce reports containing only those parameters which appear in blue, often used to identify the regulatory parameters which you are obliged to test on your installation. So you can produce reports of required regulatory parameters, and we will explore later how you can custom reports to fit your needs. If you wish, in the next step, you can enter a comment concerning the analysis and the measurements, then validate the comment. All of this, importing the data, possibly converting data to DICOM, initiating the analysis and leaving a comment can be done by a level 1 user. However, further user rights are required to accept the analysis, and so the system checks your user rights before producing PDF reports, requesting you sign in. So I am doing so. The system will produce the PDF reports. Once these PDF reports have been produced, the system automatically opens the most complete PDF report, which contains the analyzed images, the associated graphs, and the tested parameters. Of course, no one actually prints out these reports as they would require too much ink. However, they are available as we will see later on in the view function. As you can see on the header on top of the report contains the name of your installation, the date of acquisition, the approval date of the analysis and your clinic's logo, together with a comment which I entered when I approved the analysis. I will now close the report. You see that the exam no longer appears on the welcome screen. As it has been analyzed, the images are never deleted. They have only been moved, so you can always analyze them again at a later date. The Analyze All button can be used to analyze the entire database with just one mouse click. We will now take a look at the last button of the normal workflow, View, used to review the analysis reports and trend curves. When I click on View, the system reconstructs the trend curves which were memorized, which takes a little while, and displays a tree which represents the entire set of installation you are controlling. The analysis report, which I just approved for this installation, my PDF report with today's date and time. If you would like to open it, choose the type of report you wish to read, the complete report which opened when I accept the analysis, or the simplified report. Using a double click, listing only the list of tested parameters, which you can easily print out. You may also choose to open the report containing only the errors. Here, I am producing the list of only those parameters in alert and outside tolerance. You notice the presence of parameters in blueprint, for instance, regulatory parameters, and parameters in black, which are normal parameters. If you would like to see the short report with only the parameters highlighted in blue, the regulatory parameters, this is also possible. The system produces a total of 6 PDF reports: the complete report, the short report with only parameter values in alert status or outside tolerance, and each of these reports with only the highlighted parameters. This view screen also enables you to view the trend curves. As you can see, several trend curves are displayed. If I wish to display a new curve, I will need to select a center. Whichever center I like, then click on Begin a Graph. I will then select the module for which I would like to see the curve, the parameter I would like to see, which can be easily changed. I can then erase the curve if I no longer wish to see it. I can display as many curves as I want. I can of course zoom in the curves as well. It is also the opportunity to take another look at the PDF reports, because if I select the type of PDF report I would like to see, I double-click on any point on the curve, I can review the PDF report for this date. An interesting possibility offered is to show, using the trend curves, that when you have errors on a parameter, you correct it straight away on the machine you wish to control. To do so, I will remove all of the green points, those which pass, for the trend curve, leaving only those points in error or alert status. I will request one more quality control. Using these filters, I am able to show that the out of tolerance value was corrected rapidly, as were the values in alert. It's a tool which can be effectively used to point out that you do not only carry out the quality controls to produce reports, but also to improve your installation. We have now reviewed the entire analysis workflow. Data import with the import button, their analysis approval, and PDF reports and trend curves with the view button. In the second part of the presentation, I would like to show you how you can customize the program, as there are many ways you can customize QUALIMAGIQ to fit your specific needs. In particular, note that CaliFormat does not decide on the analysis protocols, but rather you can define your protocols with this button. You can customize the analysis reports, and you can customize the analysis method for this set of QC images. We will now look at a second example. Using it, I will first show you how you can customize your analysis reports. This can be done in several ways, but the most practical is to launch an analysis. I ask you please to be patient, as I select an exam which is not easy to analyze, as it contains a lot of tests. It's on the RX tube installation. Okay, now we are ready. As you recall, we have the report containing only the problems and the complete report, which we will take a closer look at. I would like to show you what we can do with this first parameter. I first select it and click on Set Report. Here I can change the target value, the tolerance, or the number of decimal points. For instance, if I would like a whole number. I can also change the alert level or the type of test. I choose to round off this tested parameter to a whole number, and I would also like to highlight it. Using a right click on Highlight Test, and I save my choices. Of course, this is not available to all users, so the system verifies that I have sufficient rights by requesting that I enter my password. The parameter will now be given as a whole number with no decimal points, and it would be highlighted. Opposite way, I decide I no longer wish to display this parameter. I re-enter the report and use a right click to disable tests. Then save and exit after signing. The parameter will no longer appear in the analysis report. As I have demonstrated, you can choose whether or not to include a parameter or to highlight it. If I then decide I wish to see the parameter again, given that I can't select it as it no longer appears, I will select the chapter heading by clicking on it. All the disabled parameters appear in black, in particular the one we are interested in, which I can now enable. I will also set it as not highlighted and exit. Using this simple but efficient method, I can determine just what I wish to include in the analysis reports. Naturally, you decide on the tolerance intervals, the alert levels, etc. Next, I would like to demonstrate how you may parameterize the analysis methods using the one button remaining in the main workflow, step by step. The step-by-step button is used to parameterize the analysis methods. I click on Step-by-Step button. And if I have adequate user rights, I will have access to an additional button, Full Setting, which can be used to parameterize the settings. I will use a simple test as an example. A test of homogeneity of images which is used consists in comparing the level of the mean signal in all of these little regions of interests. If I wish to modify the size of these little ROIs, if I wish to widen them, for instance to 10 millimeters, have less of them, say every 20 millimeters, and I would like round ROIs, in this case, the test is not at all similar. Here you can choose from amongst 5 formulas available for calculating homogeneity. You can decide not to test in 2D, but rather to use the median and diagonal. And so, when I launch the test, it looks like this. This very little test illustrates how you can parameterize the analysis methods. Here, you see all the various tests which you can launch one by one, together with the settings associated with these tests. As you can see, some tests cannot be started before others. For instance, with the centering distortions tests. The same system is used with all of our analysis methods, and this is very important. We never analyzed images by extracting the signal directly in the image. We will look at where a test object is in an image, for instance. As you can see here, this consists for the first step in detecting the metal ring, and so we know the location of the test object center, the red point. No problem if it was off center, as we detect the center. The second step will consist in detecting the orientation of the test object. As you can see, there is a square rotating ROI, which turns around the test object, and when the signal is at its maximum in this ROI, we have found the orientation. Now, once we have detected the orientation and the center, we can launch the tests. Our competitors propose software programs for automatic QC analysis. However, they hide the fact that in order to use the software, you need to align the test objects perfectly in the images. As you are well aware, this is very difficult, and so to avoid having to do so, our software QUALIMAGIQ detects systematically where the test object is in the image before analyzing the images. This point is extremely important. Now that we have reviewed the section regarding the settings of analysis method, I would like to show you one last section, how to set protocols. I will return to the same example. As you can see, we can define different protocols. I would like to produce a simplified protocol. This is the complete protocol. I copy this protocol with a right click, paste it and rename it short. Clicking on this new protocol named short lists the various tests which you can carry out with it. We can see pixel size for this short protocol. I'm not interested in producing an image to measure pixel size, so I will remove it. The only tests which I'm interested in are image quality tests. So I will remove the mechanical tests, vertical and gantry mechanical play. And I will keep the image quality, homogeneity and noise, and geometric distortion tests. Inside each category, you can test different qualities if you wish. The red items between the images are kV. Here, testing at 60 kV, and other tests at other kVs. In homogeneity, only 70 kV was tested, so I will check if I find it in image quality as well. Indeed, 70 kV was also tested in geometric distortion. So for image quality, I will remove the images at 60 kV and at 90 kV, which do not interest me, and I will rename my protocol in order to have a more explicit title. The new protocol is named Short IQ 70 kV. I will quit and save, so as I am administrator, I have whole rights to the program. Now that I have created a new protocol, the purpose will be to use it. The Choose button is now enabled in this protocol. Why? Because in this exam, a number of protocols are operational. In fact, I have several protocols which could analyze these images. I will select the one which I could define and use it to analyze these images. You can see now only 3 images are retained, checked in green, and all the others are red. So based on this protocol, the program proposes to sort the exam and delete those images which are no longer of use. So I will sort them. And now I am able to analyze these images. This is an example of handling a short protocol. Another important example, handling protocols, requires that I return to my protocols. And once again, with my short protocol, I declare that the expected image is not 70 kV, but rather 80 kV. I save modification and sign. My exam is no longer compliant with the short protocol. The short protocol is in error because one of the exam's images is not compliant. I will select my short protocol, which you see is no longer in the list of valid protocols. I will nonetheless use the short protocol at 70 kV, and as you can see, the system detects that this image is not compliant with the protocol. The details can be checked. You can see protocol compliance appears in red. The problem image is identified, and you can immediately see that the problem is with the energy, because the imported image is 70 kV and the expected energy is 80 kV. You can directly modify the protocol here. You can click directly on the value and enter 70. Save the modification and the protocol will be modified once you sign. You will now be able to analyze these images. Thanks to this system of controlling the compliance of your QC measurements to the protocol defined by you, together with the fact that QUALIMAGIQ always repositions the signal extraction mask on these images to be analyzed, no false positives nor false negatives are produced in the analysis. A test is never in error due to your having acquired inappropriate QC measurements or having incorrectly aligned your test object. We have explored the main functionalities of the entire QUALIMAGIQ platform, as well as the normal workflow. First, the images are imported, they are analyzed, and then the PDF reports and trend curves are viewed. The step-by-step mode is to parameterize the analysis methods. Define protocols is used to set the protocols. Once you have initiated an analysis, you can also use the set report to parameterize the analysis reports. You have just watched a demonstration of the QUALIMAGIQ platform, and I would like to review several key points with you. QUALIMAGIQ is a very complete solution, very efficient and totally independent from radiotherapy or imaging device manufacturers. As demonstrated, it enables automatic analysis of quality control measurements, not only of DICOM images, but also of relative dose measurements obtained with radiotherapy treatment machines. I'm convinced you will agree that the workflow is crystal clear and altogether simple, all the while remaining quite flexible. We made a deliberate choice not to implement drop-down menus, but rather build our solution with just 3 buttons. One button to import the data, one button to analyze it, and one button to review the analyzed data in the form of PDF reports and trend curves. We managed to offer all of this with just 3 mouse clicks. QUALIMAGIQ does not obtain analysis presenting false positive or false negative results. This is because the software reads the complete DICOM header of measurements and verifies that the measurements comply with the protocols defined in QUALIMAGIQ. Furthermore, QUALIMAGIQ systematically realigns extraction masks on images before analyzing, to prevent the analysis from being impaired by imperfect alignment of the phantoms on the imager. The software has an integrated step-by-step mode that enables you to customize all of the analysis methods. 6 PDF reports are created, all of which are fully customizable. You can simultaneously view as many trend curves as you wish. You can also review the analysis reports applying filters to dates, devices, or type of results. In sum, I would like to emphasize that QUALIMAGIQ is perfectly integrated into our QUALINAX software, which is a platform that manages and centralizes all quality controls and maintenance operations performed on radiotherapy and medical imaging devices. I invite you to visit our website to discover the exact content of the QUALIMAGIQ platform. Do not hesitate to contact us if you would like a demonstration of QUALINAX. Thank you for your time and interest. If you'd like further information on any of our other products, please visit our website.